What is up, guys? I'm Stu, and it's another episode of the What the Fuck Gym Talk podcast, and we have another segment of live problem solving where I show you in real time how I solve the business problems that my consulting clients bring for me. If you're not familiar with me, my name's Stu, and I solve business problems for gym owners. So let's get into it. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at one of my clients. Oh, and if you're new here, I conceal the identity and all the sensitive information of my clients, so don't worry if you're like, dude, this is fucked up. This guy's showing all his clients bullshit, airing their dirty laundry. Don't worry, concealed all of that. So check it out. One of my clients owns a private and semi-private training studio in a very well-off metropolitan area, and they want to change their pricing model. So we're investigating this model right here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you guys. So currently right now, their proposed offers, they have two blocks of prices. One is for a 3-month commitment, one is for a 12-month commitment. And most of you guys understand the 3-month commitment is more expensive, the 12-month commitment is less expensive, all right? One of their big questions to me that they asked right here, they asked, hey Stu, can we include decoy pricing in here? All right, I'm going to talk about why they can't and what decoy pricing is in just a minute. But let's just respect and take a look at what they've actually got here, so give you guys some framework for this business. So for their 3-month agreement, the more expensive option, they have 3 tiers: 8 workouts per month, 12 workouts per month, or 16 workouts per month. Those are the 3 tiers with a 3-month membership agreement. The prices for those are respectively $545 a month for the 8 workouts, $815 a month for the 12 workouts per month, and $1,090 for the 16 workouts per month. And for those of you like, get the fuck out, they're charging $545 a month for 8 workouts per month? Yes, they are. Again, these are private and semi-private. These aren't group fitness classes, okay? And they're in a high income earning, median household income area of a metropolitan area in a major tier 1 city in the United States. So they're able to charge these prices no problem. They do a very good job at that. Their other model, outside of the 3-month model, 3-month commitment, the other commitment is for 12 months, a full year. And as you can imagine, most of you guys have been in this game long enough, the 12-month commitment is less money per month than the 3-month commitment, right? The more committed you are to us, the less price it is, all right, the less cost. So comparatively, in the 12-month agreement for that 8 times a month, it goes down to $520. So if you remember, on the 3-month agreement, it was $545, but for 12 months, it's $520. On the 12 workouts per month, it's $780 instead of the $815 for the 3-month agreement. And on this last version of their 12-month agreement, where you get 16 workouts per month, it is $1,040 instead of the $1,090 on the 3-month agreement. I apologize that audibly anyone listening to this, that might have gotten a little confusing. That's why you guys should be watching this video on Spotify or YouTube. The first issue they have here, there is not a big enough difference. The delta isn't large enough between their 3-month agreement here and the 12-month agreement. It's just not big enough. I mean, look at this. On their 8 times a month, they're asking for $545 for someone who's willing to commit for 3 months, $545. But if you commit to us for 4 times more, right? 3 months times 4 is a year. For 400% more of a commitment, you get to save, drum roll please, $25. Because it goes down from $545 to $520. People, ask yourself this. Is there anybody walking this fucking earth who can afford a recurring membership, a personal subscription, right? Not one that's saving their life. They're not a professional athlete. They're just a regular motherfucker with a good paying job who wants to look better, naked, and feel better. And they can afford in excess of over $500 per month in a recurring subscription. Does that person give a flying fuck about you saving them $25? Absolutely not. The number one piece of criticism that I have here and that I'm going to be consulting my clients on is we have to increase your 3-month agreement here, we have got to increase that significantly more than what you have, because right now you've got like a $25 difference on this one. It's like, what is this? $35 difference on this one, and it's a $50 difference here. So I'm probably gonna have them start somewhere in the neighborhood of like a $75 difference or so for the 8 workouts per month, and then move it on up, probably up to in excess of $100 per month difference there. So we just need to make the 3-month commitment way more expensive to make these 12-month commitment prices look even better, all right? Now, you heard my client ask me about decoy pricing. Some of you might be familiar with decoy pricing, especially if you've been enrolled in Microgym University. I teach this in one of my sales courses. But let's go over decoy pricing. This was originally done with popcorn. They did a study on people going to the movie theater, right? This is an older study. And they had the small, medium, and large popcorns. And what decoy pricing does, so take a look at this. The smalls are $3. The mediums are $6.50. And the larges are $7. So one more time for everyone audibly listening. $3 for the small, $6.50 for the medium, $7 for the large. $6.50 for a medium, but it's only 50 cents more and I can get a large. Sure, give me the large. And that's decoy pricing. It is a psychology strategy where you have 3 things, right? 3 sizes, 3 different things, right, with different features. You'll see this in like SaaS products when you buy software. And the middle one is the decoy. The middle one has significantly less features or significantly less size, but it is priced very, very close to the most expensive one. Because ideally, you want to sell the most expensive one. In this example, you want to sell the $7 large popcorn. So in order to make that 7 look better, you go ahead and you put a medium option next to it for a very close price. Now imagine they didn't have the medium. Imagine that wasn't there. You just had a $3 small or a $7 large. Well, do you think you'd sell a lot of larges? Spoiler alert, you wouldn't. Because when the psychology is someone looking and they have 2 options and they have a small for 3, large for 7, they're like, I don't need the large. But once you place a decoy in the middle and it's better than the small, but fuck, if I'm spending $6.50, I can spend another 50 cents and get a large. You'll sell the fuck out of larges. And that's what that study concluded. Go ahead, Google it. It's called decoy pricing. If you're in Microgym University, go check out that course. But that, my friends, is the art of it. Here's the deal though. They cannot do decoy pricing. Here's why. They have too many fucking options as it is. I'm not a fan. They know I'm not a fan of this, but again, it's work. They've got a good business model around it, so I'm fine with it. I don't like a ton of, I don't like 2, 3, 4 options. Oh, and then that's for a 3-month commitment. And then 2, 3, 4, and that's for a 12-month commitment. That's 6 options to pick from. I don't like that. I like simple sales psychology. So me personally, just me, and I'm not saying one's right or wrong. It's just your personal preference as a salesman or as like when you're designing a business. I like everything to be as simple as possible. Okay? This is working for them though. We're just increasing the prices and restructuring the pricing model a little. So they can't do decoy because then they would have what? Like they do a 3-month agreement, right? For the prices that they have right there. And then we'd have to add a 6-month agreement or a 9-month agreement. And then they'd have the 12-month. 12 is what they want to sell. Way too many. Now you'd have 9 options to pick from. It would defeat the purpose of decoy pricing. I have a lot of gyms bring me their pricing models like, oh yeah, I'm using decoy here. I'm like, yeah, you got on this call with me because your sales are flatlined, right? Like we're not doing well on the sales side. Like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on. Ooh, me. Ooh, pick me. I do. I know what's going on. Your pricing is fucked. This price prezo sheet gives me anxiety. You ever hear paralysis by analysis? That is in essence what your price prezo sheet looks like when you have, 9, 12 fucking options for people to pick from. And if you go ahead and do a 12-month commitment plus the personal training on the back end, fucking Coach Johnny will give you a tug, your rub and tug in the back, but for another $69 a month with a 3-month commitment, you can also have him go ahead and punch your mom in the face. Like, it's so fucking complicated. It just, you want to make it simple. Now, I think they're going to be fine here. I think with these 2, even though it's personally not my preference, I have a historic data that they've been successful at selling these. Now we're just increasing the pricing, so I'm gonna strongly recommend they don't go with decoy. we're going to just simply increase the price of these 3-month agreement options to really anchor somebody. And like when you're price anchoring, that's just generally when you have the 2 options and you're going to make something real expensive, like obnoxiously expensive, to push people towards the other one. And you'll see this with most people who do month-to-months and then 12-month contracts, right? Month-to-month is crazy expensive. And even then, 10 to 15% of people still buy it, which is great because there's whales everywhere. They're going to buy the most expensive thing just because it is the most expensive thing, and that's how they fucking roll. But most people are going to go, 90% of them are going to go purchase the 12-month agreement or the less expensive thing. So I'm going to do this with them. We're just going to raise those prices, get their pricing model will be good to go. And I think they're going to do just fine with it, as they always have historically have. But now it's more expensive. They're going to be making a lot more money, and they've got a better sales psychology strategy behind the price prezo sheet. And this is where some of you guys just make price prezo sheets. You're like, oh, that'll work. Or I saw some other gym do this, so I'm going to do that. It's like there's so much more that goes into sales and pricing psychology than we like to think. We like to think like, oh, you just come up with numbers. No, you got to actually have some thought behind it. So if this is something that interests you, I've got an entire course on this inside of Micro Gym University. Go to microgymuniversity.com, get enrolled. You'll fucking love it, I promise. For everyone else, thank you so much for watching. And until I see you in the next podcast, have a great fucking day.